Hi, Curt. Basically, the answer is yes. In fact, quite categorically, the answer is yes. My perception of Americans has changed. It's come full circle, if you like, since starting this video sharing experience. Now, what you have to remember is that when I started this back in September last year on the Hate Sponge channel, which for those who don't know what that... I mean, if anybody sees the Hate Sponge videos now, it's this... It's this guy. Which was originally a metaphor to the haters here on YouTube, that I was basically saying we don't really care about you. And I had this sponge which was designed to soak up all the hate. So I created this channel so that people could vent their hate. As I said, it was a metaphor. But I was surprised by the almost total lack of hate that I received. It was the polar opposite. Just all this positivity that flooded in. And as the videos progressed and I figured out how to edit and do all the various bits and bobs, the sponge obtained a voice and then a pair of eyes, and now has yes, I know, he's away, now has a following. But I was actually exposed to YouTube. I used to visit a forum. It was a Land Rover forum because I'm into Land Rovers, and people would post these links to these videos of cars doing extreme stuff, or just maybe some guy falling through a window. I don't, all that kind of that crapola that we see on the featured page. And after a while, you see this page that keeps popping up, and you see there's links, so you go and have a look around. And I stumbled across someone who was just simply telling me what they'd done that day, and I'm like, well, why are you telling me this? Why do I want to know? And cut to 2 minutes later, I'm like, and hooked. But my perception of Americans prior to this, I'm a fairly intelligent guy, but I'm also a very naive guy. I'm very much my father's son. My dad, although he was in the army and did his fair share of travelling and saw the world, has become quite closed. No, that's not the case. My parents don't really do much. They don't venture forth a great deal, and your perception of the world is that you're is based on what you're exposed to, and if you don't expose yourself to it, then that perception becomes very, very blinkered, very narrow. And I've noticed of late, actually, in my dad's advancing years, that he is actually quite a prejudicial person. He's not racist by any completely far from it's the furthest thing from the truth. I'll maybe edit this bit out. But he is quite, as I've said, prejudicial, and as I say, it's based on lack of information, or the wrong type of a combination of the lack of information and what information you're getting being very manipulated. And if that means the media, which in my case it has been, my exposure to America has been through films and television, then it generally doesn't paint a very good picture. I've done a very similar video to this and kind of getting a bit of a deja vu here. Am I a stereotype or something? I remember doing. It's on the list. And it is very easy to be influenced by this information, so that you then have a preconceived idea of what an American is like. And unless you're an obese psychopath, then... And so, doing the video sharing experience, and then, someone subscribes to you and you watch their videos, and the way the whole networking thing works, you're very, very soon exposed to this... the reality of people, and it's been the most surprising, affirming journey I've made in a long, long time, even though I haven't actually ever left the seat, which is a shame because I really want to travel and I've never travelled, and I'm doing it now by sitting still. How ironic. But I mean, there is this huge, what you generally see on the surface of YouTube, the tip of the iceberg. I mean, underneath there is this huge wealth of human nature and spirit and heart and soul that I wasn't expecting to find, which has completely thrown my preconceived notions of the typical American right out the window. What I've found is that there are in fact people just like me, although some of them have breasts. Mind you, I could really do with working out a bit. But anyway, all over the planet. Not just in America, but in Germany and France, Samoa. And it's very, very true that a lot of people's perceptions are tainted by minorities, that tar the rest of the population with the same brush. So it really has been a kind of a journey of self-discovery more than anything, to find out how naive I really was. I didn't actually think that to be the case, but nobody thinks that about themselves until someone holds up the mirror and says, "Look, this is you, buddy. Get a grip." So, I probably could have made this video in about 5 seconds and just said yes, but that's not me, is it? That's not my style. What am I sitting at, 7 minutes? My God. Okay, so to answer your question then, Curt, yes, my perception of Americans has been completely altered by the YouTube experience. And thank you for your answers. I loved them. I tried to pick questions. I'm doing it again. I'm just coming up on 7.5 minutes now.